Admiral Grek'Taar lounged in his command chair, one three-fingered hand lazily tapping a rhythm on the armrest while the other shoveled luminescent snack cubes into his wide mouth. The bridge of the Dominion flagship, Inevitable Victory, hummed with the quiet efficiency of a well-trained crew. Screens flickered with data streams, and the occasional beep punctuated the ambient noise of life support systems. "Admiral, I've found something interesting," announced Strategic Officer Plex. Her voice had that particular inflection that always meant trouble for someone. Usually not for the Dominion. Grek'Taar swiveled his chair with practiced dramatic flair. "Do tell, Plex. I was about to die from boredom in this backwater sector." Plex's 4 eyes blinked in sequence, her species equivalent of an eye roll. Preliminary scans of the third planet in this system show signs of technological civilization. Designation, Earth. Earth? Sounds dirty, Grek'Taar snorted, spraying crumbs across his uniform. "What's the military capability?" Plex manipulated her control panel, bringing up a holographic display of the solar system. "That's the surprising part, sir. We detect only one, I repeat, one military vessel in orbit." "One?" Grek'Taar nearly choked on his snack cube. "Are you positive?" "Absolutely, sir. One medium-sized craft they call the International Space Station. Primitive technology. No weapon signatures detected. The rest are communication satellites and observation platforms." Grek'Taar's mouth split into a grin that revealed far too many teeth. "So you're telling me there's an entire habitable planet, with resources, just sitting there with practically no defenses?" "Correct, Admiral," Plex confirmed, but her lower set of eyes narrowed. "However, our database has very limited information on this species. Perhaps we should conduct more reconnaissance before." "Nonsense." Grek'Taar slammed his fist down, sending the remaining snack cubes flying. "The Supreme Commander wants results, and I'm tired of mapping gas giants. A primitively defended planet is exactly what we need to boost our conquest numbers this cycle." "Sir, protocol suggests, protocol is for officers who don't want promotions." "Plex," Grek'Taar interrupted, standing up. "We have 20 assault ships. We'll deploy 10. That's generous overkill for a planet with one defensive craft." Tactical Officer Zorn turned from his station. "Sir, what if there are planetary defenses we can't detect from orbit?" "Then you'll be the first one I send groundside to deal with them," Grek'Taar said with a laugh that his officers reluctantly joined. "Prepare the assault fleet. I want them ready to deploy in 6 hours. We'll crush this Earth so quickly they won't know what hit them." As officers scurried to carry out his orders, Grek'Taar couldn't contain his excitement. This was it, an easy conquest that would finally get him the recognition he deserved. No one noticed Plex quietly requesting a database search for any cultural references to Earth in the ancient warning archives. The results wouldn't come back for hours. By then, it would be too late. #only one ship? Part 2. The attack begins. The 10 assault ships of the Dominion fleet dropped out of faster-than-light travel with surgical precision, their hulls gleaming against Earth's blue backdrop. Admiral Grek'Taar watched from the bridge of the Inevitable Victory as the formation spread into attack position. "Look at that. They haven't even noticed us yet," Grek'Taar chuckled, pointing at the view screen. "Their primitive sensors probably think we're asteroids." Plex remained silent, her 4 eyes fixed on the readouts. 6 hours had passed, and the database search results remained frustratingly incomplete. Something about this planet nagged at her consciousness, like a half-remembered nightmare. "Target their space station," ordered Grek'Taar with a dismissive wave. "Let's get this over with quickly. I want to be back for the Galactic sporting finals." The weapons officer, Mech, tapped his console. "Targeting complete, sir. Firing on your command." "Fire." A pulse of energy shot from the lead assault ship, striking the International Space Station. The structure broke apart silently, debris scattering in the vacuum. Target eliminated, reported Mech, sounding almost disappointed at the ease of it. No resistance detected. Wonderful, said Grek'Taar, stretching in his chair. Deploy the landing parties. Standard conquest protocol. I want major population centers secured within 12 hours. Across the fleet, drop ships detached from the assault vessels, descending through Earth's atmosphere like metallic raindrops. 200 ships, each carrying 20 elite Dominion troops, streak toward cities identified as strategic targets. First wave has entered atmosphere, reported the communications officer, Dren. Landing in progress. Grek'Taar was already planning his victory speech when the first irregular report came in. Sir, drop ship 42 has gone silent, Dren announced, his antennae twitching with confusion. Probably atmospheric interference, Grek'Taar said with a shrug. Drop ship 17 and 53 also silent, sir. Grek'Taar's smugness faltered slightly. Status of landed troops? Dren's fingers danced across his console. First units reporting. Heavy resistance, sir. They're requesting immediate reinforcements. Reinforcements? Against primitives? Grek'Taar scoffed, but a seed of doubt had been planted. Within minutes, the communication panel erupted with emergency signals. Drop ships were being shot down by projectile weapons. Landed troops faced organized military resistance with surprisingly effective firearms. Civilians were fighting back with improvised weapons. This can't be happening, Grek'Taar muttered as the reports grew increasingly desperate. Plex finally looked up from her console, her expression grim. Sir, the database search completed. Earth has another name in ancient galactic records. What name? Grek'Taar asked, suddenly afraid to hear the answer. Death World, Plex replied quietly. Only one ship? Part 3, the realization, Death World? Grek'Taar repeated, his skin paling to a sickly yellow. What does that even mean? Plex expanded the database entry on her screen. According to ancient records, Earth was classified as a forbidden expansion zone by the primordials 3 million cycles ago. The indigenous species evolved in one of the most competitive ecosystems in the known galaxy. The bridge fell silent as more emergency transmissions flooded the communications array. Dren's fingers couldn't keep up with the incoming signals. Squad 7 overrun. Base Camp 3 destroyed. Heavy casualties in Sector 4. Requesting immediate extraction. Grek'Taar slumped in his command chair. How? They only had one ship. Sir, Plex continued, her voice steady but strained, the humans don't need ships. Their entire planet is a fortress. They've been fighting each other for millennia. Their entertainment involves simulated killing. Their children play games about warfare. They consume food that's poisonous to most species just because they enjoy the sensation. A tactical officer interrupted, Admiral, we're receiving visual feeds from the remaining ground teams. The main screen flickered to life, showing chaotic footage from helmet cameras. Dominion troops, genetically engineered to be the perfect warriors, were retreating from humans wielding a bewildering array of weapons. Some humans fired projectiles that tore through Dominion armor. Others fought hand-to-hand with startling ferocity. By the void, whispered Zorn, they're not even afraid of us. Another feed showed humans adapting in real time, capturing Dominion weapons and immediately figuring out how to use them against their creators. Sir, Plex said, these records indicate humans are classified as persistence predators. They evolved chasing prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. They don't give up. Ever. But they're so fragile looking, protested Grek'Taar, watching a small female human bash a Dominion soldier's helmet in with what appeared to be a kitchen appliance. That's the final part of the warning, sir, Plex said grimly. Humans are fully aware of their physical limitations. It's made them ingenious. They build tools to compensate. They form social groups to protect weaknesses. And they hold grudges. The communication system crackled with the final transmission from the ground commander. They're everywhere. They keep coming. This isn't a planet of prey, it's a planet of hunters. Abort mission. I repeat, abort. The transmission cut to static. Grek'Taar's snack cubes threatened to make a reappearance as the terrible truth sank in. We just attacked a planet of apex predators. With only 10 ships. Yes, sir, Plex confirmed. And now they know we exist. Hashtag only one ship? Hashtag part 4, the retreat, all remaining ground forces, emergency extraction. I repeat, emergency extraction. Dren shouted into the comm system, his professional demeanor cracking. His antennae were bent at stress angles rarely seen outside of combat simulations. Grek'Taar paced the bridge, his earlier swagger replaced by barely contained panic. How many drop ships are still functional? 43, sir, Zorn reported grimly. Out of 200. And our troops? Zorn's hesitation spoke volumes. Current estimates suggest less than 30% survival rate, sir. And those numbers are dropping rapidly. The tactical display showed the remaining extraction points, each surrounded by advancing human forces. As they watched, one extraction marker winked out. Sir. An ensign called out, humans have captured drop ship 86 intact. They're already inside the control systems. That's impossible, Grek'Taar stammered. Our technology is, sir. Another officer interrupted. Drop ship 86 has activated its weapons array. It's targeting our extraction efforts. On the screen, the captured drop ship rose awkwardly, clearly piloted by someone unfamiliar with the controls, but learning quickly. Too quickly. Its laser cannons fired, striking an ascending Dominion vessel. They've figured out our weapons in less than 30 minutes, Plex observed, a strange mixture of horror and admiration in her voice. The database was right. Their adaptability is unprecedented. Another extraction point disappeared from the tactical display. Enough, Grek'Taar finally snapped. Recall all ships immediately. We're leaving this system. But sir, we still have troops on the ground, protested Zorn. Grek'Taar didn't meet his eyes. They're already lost. If we stay, we all die. The bridge crew fell silent, the weight of the decision hanging heavy in the air. Prepare a quantum transmission to High Command, Grek'Taar continued, his voice hollow. Mark it urgent, highest priority. Contents as follows: Earth confirmed as Death World. Indigenous species more dangerous than records indicated. Recommend immediate quarantine of entire sector. 10 assault ships lost. Do not send rescue. Repeat, do not send rescue. As the remaining assault ships limped back to formation, Grek'Taar stared at the viewscreen showing the blue-green planet receding in the distance. You know what the worst part is, he said to no one in particular. We just taught them that there are threats from beyond their world. We showed them our technology. We gave them a common enemy. Plex nodded slowly. And the database says they're very good at holding grudges. The inevitable victory accelerated away from Earth, but Grek'Taar couldn't shake the feeling that this retreat wasn't an end, but a beginning. Behind them, on the blue planet below, humans were already reverse engineering alien technology, uploading photos of the invaders, sharing stories of resistance, and preparing. Just in case the aliens came back. They would be ready.